Good afternoon, scumbags. How are we doing today, you absolute animals? Am I in any kind of mood to do this? The answer is no. I'm in no kind of mood to do this. I'm tired. I'm busy. I've got a shitload of stuff to do. Just some, there's the pussy box right there, being led into St Giles Cathedral. I was drunk right next to that about 3 weeks ago, and day drinking with Jamie Dykes another day as well, which is fun. There's the, I guess, the SS Guard. Are they Nazis? I don't know. There's a lot of very smart looking uniforms. I'm not sure what sort they are. It's like, I don't know. It's like when you see some disabled kids, you think, what sort are they? Well, what sort are these? Big smart looking soldiers. Could be SS, could be Scots Guards. I've no idea. Yesterday was just a chopper filming a car with a box in it, going through everywhere. Children getting arrested because they're calling Andrew a big sweaty nonce, which he is. There's King Goon, our new overlord. King Goon, big-eared friend of Jimmy Savile, greeting crowds in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland used to be a place that was full of bombs. Now, if there were bombs around today, would it be the worst thing? I don't know. That's not advocating anything like that at all. That's disgusting. But yeah, King Goon, he's meeting people that want to be on telly, shaking and going, oh, you're literally my hero. Flag wavers, bootlickers. You know, my own family were there, not in Northern Ireland, but in London. You know, it makes. Get on with what? You think there's a plan? I was just on my dog completely unexpectedly. For an hour, I've got shit to do and I'm doing this. I was laid on my bed in a dark, depressive hole 4 minutes ago. I've got no plan. This is going to be a short one, maybe 30 minutes. And I got, that wasn't coke. It wasn't cocaine. It wasn't, although if I was on coke, that is exactly what I would say and what I would do. So, yeah. Just got to be careful not to open up the Instagram DMs. Lying in state. Does that mean you're lying about not being a nonce in state? Where's my fucking water? There we go. There's the water. The water. How is everyone today? Obviously, those of you that were over at MindDog TV, you saw that I was on there. I didn't mean to be. I meant to pop on, and I always just keep talking. It was good, but I forgot to do some things, and now I'm here. Hey, Callum Gaddafi in the house. I know we need to protect women at all costs and keep them alive longer than 96 years would be good. Napoli's machines have not shown down there. Not really. I've got choices of weird synth music that, or what StreamYard gives me and what StreamYard gives you is pretty bad. I mean, we could do this. What's this? Oh my god! Listen to the shit they make you do. That's awful. It's all awful. I'm going to need to pay up, aren't I, for some... Yeah, I'm going to need to pay up for some royalty-free music. This is fucking absolute wank. Absolute wank. But yeah, this is the pop-in. This is day 4 of 10 days in mourning. We're going to culminate in day 10. Day of the funeral. Jamie, I'm thinking it's like the funeral's at 11. So I don't know if you want to go 10 till 12 or something. Something like that on Of Dykes and Mann. We will supply all links. And a few hours later, there'll be a last rites. That's this podcast, and we will probably be doing a drink-a-thon. I mean, why not? She's been put in the ground. Let's drink. We're going to reach out and try and get a usual suspect on there, but for now, it's me and Jamie. We'll make a day of it. We're going to get weird. I don't know who this bitch is on here. Let's see what else we've got on here. Just get some background. Look at the Queen, the early years. Why not? I'm not going for a slideshow. Oh, no. Videos. Thanksgiving service. Why are we having Thanksgiving? We've got Americans giving a shit about the royal family. We're doing Thanksgiving, although I always wanted to do Thanksgiving after things like planes, trains, and automobiles. You know? Yeah, that's off White Bat Audio on YouTube. They actually allow anyone to use it as long as you tag them in the description. And they do a lot of synth stuff, like 80s synth music, dark, horror synth, sci-fi, Blade Runner type stuff. And this too. Funerals to thrash metal should be encouraged. Put her in the fucking ground. That pussy must have dried up by now. Licking a crown. And some other bootlickers came into this cathedral. This is in Scotland. Came in to look at it, and they went, "Oh yeah, there she is," and then left. And they probably queued for like 4 hours to do that. Wild times. Create a poll to see if you come on the pod. Well, I only want guests that have actually got conversation skills for a start, that are fun, that are light-hearted. Those are prerequisites. Comics, degenerates, and artists that have all those 3 things are always good. I see. Has everyone answered the poll? I don't know what the poll was, but sometimes I do a poll on here. I always forget what it is immediately. I can have a look right now on the stream. Sometimes it ends fast, and I never see the results, to be honest. I don't even know how to do that. I can't see the poll, but I could do another one here. I'm going to ask a question now. It's an important question. There's a new poll up in the chat there. It is, will Minddog buy me a burger in NYC/Long Island? Yes, no, or he'll die first. Vote now. Vote now. I don't know where the results go. But try anyway. Jamie, we're looking forward to Monday. Monday's going to be a good one. Nice and early, bit of breakfast, bit of Odam, sober, suit and tie if we can find it, out of respect for this bitch here. And Instagram can't get me copyrighted, can they? Oh yeah, this is the young lad shouting. You can see him here shouting at Prince Andrew. You're a sick old man. God save the king. And then he gets yeeted by 2 bootlickers. I don't know if they're going to save that. All he said was, you're a sick old man. He didn't call him a pedo. I know it's at like a coffin procession thing, but he gets yeeted by 2 fat fucking tattooed weirdos. It could be undercover police, to be honest. Then the police pull this kid up and arrest him, and not the 2 guys that assault him, right? Don't want to make you come out of Brooklyn, mind dog, but yeah, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. I will be slipping and sliding. I definitely want to go to Brooklyn as well. Weirdly, there's a bar for my football club in Brooklyn, or there always was. I mean, I went there 12 years ago. There might not be anymore. Probably because of the Jewish community. I think they were just bootlickers, to be honest. This is what we had to endure on Sunday, just a car driving 100 miles through the countryside. But yeah, I don't really feel like making my face big right now. I hope everyone's week is going okay. Yeah, the culmination, I think it just worked out well. Day 10 will be the funeral. We'll get that done the whole day. You know it's going to get weird. We know we're going to drink. I'm going to get stocked up. I'll probably have a little bit of a hangover from the Stanhope show on Sunday. I'm not going to get wasted, but listen, I'm such a lightweight now. I'll have a few beers Sunday afternoon and probably I'll feel a little tired or weird for Rodan. But when the last rites kicked off, maybe we'll get on some rum, we'll get some beers going. We'll get weird. We'll get weird. Yeah, Sunday was just live coverage of this all day, just going through villages. Wild stuff, wild stuff. There we go, there we go. I'm not fully engorged around the frame there. That's good, that's good. That's good. I thought someone had popped in behind me there, but it's just, don't worry about it, it's technical details. Yeah, I've cut the edges off because I don't want to fill up the full frame with this today. That's a bit wild. Also going to take one of those out. Is everyone doing good today, though? Are we good? Mind Dog's got Macs. He's going to post me and Jamie these broken Macs through the post. Yeah, Apple. I'm thinking of getting like a refurbed iPhone 12 Pro, like that's 2 years old. Because I want a good phone. I want or a Pixel. Pixels are supposed to be pretty good. The one bad thing about my phone is the camera, and I want a good camera, especially when I'm away, because I'm probably going to be filming podcasts on it, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, I'll have to stick with this for now. But I have no idea what's happening on that trip now. Yeah, I'm getting messages about potential guests on the US trip as well, so I need to figure that out after this. We'll figure it out, but it is. Oh, JetBlue, and in like a kick to check on my form and Connolly. I will shower and then I'll go straight out within 35 minutes, maybe 1 hour of getting in. I'll be straight out into the city to see what Friday in New York will offer me, apart from getting, into a bum fight with a couple of bums. And by bums, I mean homeless, not asses, because I don't want an ass fight in New York. I think it's going to be bad. But I'm already researching my food. Yes, I'm speaking to Cat Martin. Yes, I'm speaking to, doing my little research. Pizzas, Cuban sandwiches, Italian restaurants. I'm not going to. I'm going to be spending. I'm going to be keeping myself very tight money wise. But yeah, 1 or 2 little treats while I'm out there, I think, and a couple of beers. I've already found a nice place for burger and beers. We will be assaulting the stand up New York. I think I would need my preferred clubs to go and watch comedy. And the Cellar I want to go to eventually, but you know, I just think there's probably a better generation of sort of up and coming comics at the stand up New York. But I will go to the Cellar as well, no doubt. And if I see that Attell's on, for sure, I'll sniff down there, go and see what's going on. He'll probably be out the front smoking. I think that's where you find Dave Attell, by all accounts, is smoking out the front of the Cellar. What's going on in these comments? Oh, everything's disappearing here. Yeah, how quiet is it? I don't know. And how quiet am I? Because this mic's quite far away. I haven't really tested everything properly yet. I'm using a Yeti Blue Ice. It's not as good as a Yeti, so I might get an actual Yeti. But it's just it's a nice one for travel, actually. So I could take this to America. Yeah, and like little USB one, so I haven't got to worry about a mixer too much. And if I've got 2 of us on the podcast, which I might have at some point, probably will have actually, then this will be nice to sit in the middle and it will still work and film offline, although I might stream some too. 3 4K cameras, absolute nightmare. You need to hire like a massive black guy, and I don't mean a black guy for any racial reasons, just that, you know, you should, to like stand near the cameras and just you know, stay away from the tech ladies. I assume it was women that broke them. I was looking at 4Ks last night. Obviously there's a massive range. The Hero 7 is the cheapest 4K I can get at the moment. I think we're up to like Hero 10s on GoPro. I don't know how good a GoPro will be for like a podcast and stuff. I think it might be okay. I think it might be okay. They drive in okay light. I can take this this ring light here that you can see in my shades. So yeah, I can't afford to get one yet, to be honest with you. But coming into next year, I might get a little 4K for offline purposes and gig purposes as well. And I'm not sure what the lighting will be like in a venue, but we'll see. Yeah, this is just going to repeat. I'm not going to play anything else, but I'm going to get a load brought in off White That, so I'll have a bit of a better playlist for next time. It actually helps me because then I just don't feel like there's silence all the time. I can be quiet for a minute, and I'm not putting these in audio anyway, so. You know? Yeah, but I mean, I've got a budget a little bit. I want to upgrade everything, but this webcam's okay. But for offline stuff, I'd probably get like a 2-year-old iPhone and yeah, like an older GoPro. But yeah, the new stuff are great. I used to use them in around about, I guess they were probably Hero 2s then, maybe 3s. I used them for work. It was my job for a little while to film people in houses by hiding GoPros everywhere. So yeah, constantly changing batteries, all that stuff. But they're great just to stick up in the corner. You get great. That using the fisheye stuff was helpful for me then as well. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with the GoPro. There's knockoff versions, but I'll check into the new GoPro as well. As we go on through next year, there'll be probably a refresh and some new stuff as well. I'm going to be doing. I'm midway through a conversation about lots of stuff. If I can get this person on board to help out on this podcast, then there's going to be probably a lot more offline filming as well as streaming. But then it'll be right, let's get some good cameras, and over time they'll upgrade every 3 or 6 months, whatever. I'll try and upgrade and we'll figure it out. I want it to look all right as well, and eventually like have a little decent studio space. But yeah, working on it. There's always little plans in the background. It just takes me a while to enact. Are we raging? Oh, I'm good. I came into this one not with nothing in my head, and I stayed on Mind Dog a bit long, and I had to do something else in the middle. Yeah, so my mind was elsewhere when I came into this. I'm not raging. I'm cool. I'm good. I feel like tonight's a good night to finalise a few plans for America, for podcast and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to sort them out as we speak. Yeah, it's just like but it's just like a generic thrash metal thing. But the guy, white-backed audio on YouTube, he just lets everyone use his stuff. All you got to do is tag him, and it's cool. You don't even get a claim on it or anything, which is pretty good. It's mainly synth-based stuff, but he's got a few thrash metal things on there as well. But I need to try and find someone similar that has, different stuff, folky stuff, and weird little mood stuff. But I like having a bit of music in the background. Yeah, it's pretty generic, but on YouTube you just got to worry about what's royalty free and what's not, because it's a fucking pain. It's not strikes, but you get little claims, and it's like sometimes you get requested to mute that. It's just like more work to do, or sometimes it's nothing, but you just say, "Oh, this Guns N' Roses are taking any money that you would ever make from this video, not that anything's monetized yet." So yeah, it's just, but it's annoying. And given that eventually I want to have YouTube be nice to me, I don't want to be annoying them too much. So yeah, I don't want to get too many claims. Yeah, there's no raging me. I'm all good. I am hungry though, weirdly. Just eating. That is weird. So yeah, equipment, all that stuff. I've always got ideas of how I want things to look, and will never quite adhere to that, I think, when you're trying to make plans. But yeah, a little step-by-step process. I want to get a Rodecaster mixer just because they look cool, and they just brought a part 2 out, so that's what I'm hoping is that the original one will reduce in price quite a bit, because everyone's going to want to buy 2, not in the same way that people do with iPhones, but yeah, I think people will upgrade a little bit. It's a nice mixer, and you can keep a soundboard in there as well, and little intro songs all in the mixer, so you can Bluetooth into it and take Zoom StreamYard calls into it and stuff as well. But it's pretty cool. Also, I've got my old mixer in storage. But yeah, I think one of the next things I'll get is one of these little Roadcasters, because you can pack it away, take it on the road with you, and get comics together, sat around with that sort of stuff, and use it for live stuff pretty well as well. And it's new, and they're pretty sturdy. Like I said, the tech in it's pretty good. They're reliable. They get a good rep everywhere. Yeah, I think I've had 2 coffees today, and that's going to be it. I had a hot chocolate. I'm calming down now. I'm going to be on the water for the rest of the night. I might even branch out and get a Pepsi Max later. Get a bit wild with the fizz. Yeah, equipment upgrades will be coming. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is for the Queen stuff. I think she's flying down to London tomorrow. Which, yeah, I think she's getting a train, so it'll be Operation Overstudy, I think. And then go and sit in Westminster, then go to the Abbey, I think, Monday. And then Biden, Sleepy Joe's coming over on Monday, not my president. Hopefully when he's over there, Trump can take the White House back, as is his. And people have got to stop bullying Trump, so let him retire. Who cares where he's going? Let him go to the golf course and talk to his friends. You're bullying the guy. Leave him alone. He's old. And he's funny. Yes, I think that's all going on Friday. The world leaders all come in. Vladimir Putin was the first one to console Prince Charles, I believe. But he won't be coming, obviously, because he's not welcome. Yeah, I think everyone's a pervert. You're right, Kelly. Aren't we all perverts? Indeed. Well, I've done 25 minutes and nothing. I think we're getting there. I don't think there'll be too much more of this today. God, these were so cheap. They look alright, but they were so cheap. So every time I do this, I think they're going to fall apart. I still need to pack a cheap party shade, though, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear from him in due course. I did hear that those big fines you get can't stick. You know, those 50 mil ones. I heard there's a cap. in that state, and actually on appeal they'll probably get reduced to 10% of that, if that, like maybe way less. So I think, but juries don't get told it, right? So they just got to pick a number and they're like 50 million. But I don't think it'll stick. And you know, I don't think he should be sent into ruin. I think he should be fined because it was wrong. It's handhook stuff. You think he should be on a fucking watch not to do that shit? Or if someone's going to come on his show and say that stuff. But I think we need someone in the corner saying, you know, Coke cans are making your dick smaller on purpose. You know, that's funny. That's funny. Tim Dillon came up with some ice cream. He wanted to open a conspiracy ice cream shop, and I think he wanted like Captain Crunch for one of the school shootings, with the crunchy little bits of chocolate represented the kids that were lying about being shot. Well, that was good. I can't remember. Jeffrey egg cream, I think, was one flavour. I can't remember. There was 4 or 5 of them that were really good. Jeffrey egg cream is the one that stands out to me right now. That is good. Yeah, I think we need an Alex Jones just to sit in the corner and tell us McDonald's are opening a portal to the interdimensional child molesters every time a gherkin gets thrown out of a cheeseburger. You know, on a smaller level, maybe just give him a megaphone if he's not allowed on the internet. I got the documents. John McAfee, though. If anyone hasn't seen the latest John McAfee documentary, I can't remember what it's called. It's the latest one that was online somewhere. I don't even know what I watched it on. But that was good. That was really interesting. We had a documentary maker filming him as he's on the run from global authorities. I think some of it was imagined and some of it was real. But it just gets wild with just taking more and more drugs and walking around with guns on this boat and stuff, going everywhere. Belize, fucking... did they go Guatemala? Can't remember. Then obviously just across different countries, across to Spain. It's fascinating to see sort of the meltdown, and you don't know how much of it. You know that some's bullshit, some's true. So it's just an interesting one. But yeah, it's a good one, a good documentary. I used to interact with McAfee a little bit when he was on the run. I think I used to tweet back and forth with him here and there, not too much. But I do remember him being quite interactive for one point, and then he started putting himself in a room that was like lined with tin foil, and you think, here we go, now it's going to get interesting. God, every fucking day I sit and do this, my neck, I think I'm going to have to work lying down after this. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, but prop myself up in some weird way. My neck's getting a bit painful in this podcast position. Yeah, people are wild though. They'll be saying that JFK is coming back on a UFO in a couple of months. People are wild. Oh, McAfee? Yeah, and actually on that I want to watch the whole thing. Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker got him on their podcast. And they put a clip out, and the clip's hilarious. They're trolling him a bit, they're fucking with him. He's kind of offended but kind of playing with it as well. But I want to go back and find the whole episode, so it should be on Matt and Jane's Secret podcast. But years ago, I think this was probably like 5 years ago. But hailing any, you know, when people get obsessed with celebrities or politicians, it's always weird. It's always weird to me, you know, whoever it is. Like, and why do you want anyone to lead you anyway? It's wild to me. I don't want anyone to lead me. No, I mean, he was. I think he had a tattoo. He wrote a note saying he wouldn't. The thing is, he had so many enemies, including the US. But you know, he was a computer guy and a very successful one. Who knows? Because he was saying he had a load of shit off of various governments, including America, right? Could be. I think there were some half-truths in what he was saying. He probably did have some stuff somewhere. Who knows what it was. But yeah, he had so many enemies that, I think he probably got whacked. Or yeah, but then sometimes you could just see the walls closing in when it gets too much. And he was on a lot of drugs. Obviously, probably not after he was arrested, but he was a wild man. Yeah, I don't think he did. I think someone had him, someone somewhere. We know that the cartel were after him. Various factions of governments were after him. Probably made some other enemies just in that sort of underworld anyway, as well. So yeah, I would say that someone had him whacked there. So the documentary ends really weirdly. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's kind of a message allegedly from beyond the grave. But yeah, who knows how true it is, and the source isn't necessarily reliable. But yeah, I think he is dead and he didn't kill himself. The same as Jeffrey Epstein and the same as Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father. Don't believe any of those three were suicides. But an interesting character, though. I don't think he was an evil man. I think he was a successful tech guy. Became a multi-millionaire. Sold McAfee for like 600 mil or something. I know it's worth so much more later, but he made a lot of money. Moved out the country. Got a bit wild. Either shot his neighbour or had someone shoot his neighbour for him. Bribing the police. But those countries are wild anyway. I don't think he was an evil guy. I think he was just bit power hungry, a bit narcissistic, and liked fucking drugs and drinking to the very end. Married a hooker in Miami. I mean, come on, what's not to love? And when you're in things like antivirus are aware of everything that's on a system, and they were on every Microsoft PC for years. So say you sell the US government 10,000 PCs or 50,000 PCs, and they've all got your software on it. Who fucking knows what you can scoop off those things? Just with that, I'm sure he had other ways of doing stuff as well. But yeah, he gave all laptops to the Belize government, and they were angry as well. Apparently, because he claimed to have all this info off them. So yeah, I think he was at least partly truthful about some of that stuff, but might also be exaggerating as well because of all the drugs and the fucking wildness. And it's not going to end, when he was nearly 70, I think, and he was hoovering up coke and stuff. I mean, fucking hell, man. It's not going to end well, but you might have I'm sure he had a bloody good time. That year on the run or whatever it was on that boat was probably a better time than most people have in 25 years in terms of fun. Right? He's getting a bit paranoid, but he's just on drugs, drinking, and banging his missus. Yeah, but a very, very interesting guy. So there's a documentary a few years ago on Netflix when you found out about him shitting on his maids or whatever, or his slaves, and then this one. So I don't know what it's called. You'll have to figure it out, but it's pretty recent. So I'm sure if you Google John McAfee documentary 2022, you'll find it. Yeah, I think I'll go to like 45 minutes on this one. Give you 10 more minutes. My neck's hurting a little bit here. And I don't know why. I think that's a bit autism-y. I can't just, I need to go to like a roughly 30 or 15 minute period. And I've got some other shit to do. But yeah, so super looking forward to my trip now. I couldn't really confirm it until like a week and a half ago. Yeah, it's a little bit inadvisable to be honest. But I'm going to see what's going on. Running with the Devil on Netflix. Cheers, Jamie. Yeah, the other one was Netflix as well, but it might not be on there anymore. The poor documentary guy. At one point, he gets threatened with the guns because he's got a security team. They're all drinking. They're probably all ex-special forces guys that are now addicted to coke and fucking gin, and they've got guns. The wife's running around with a gun. He's got a gun. They think people are under the bed and the boat. They're digging up all the bed, like pointing guns down there. They're pointing it at the documentary guy. Very, very interesting. But I haven't got time to be too much down on the McAfee rabbit hole at the moment. I'd like to. I'm pretty busy in general, working probably from when I wake up to like 9-10 p.m. and then getting a couple of hours chill. trying to organise a lot of shit, but it's all worth it, and hopefully soon we can start talking about it. What you talking about with these big fucking titties and your big Brazilian fucking shirt out here? God, I don't think this is real. I don't think any of you are real. I don't think the internet's real. I think I fell over in a pub called the Checkers in Amersham in 2004. I split my head open and I'm in a coma. And it's just a cry for help, isn't it? None of you are real. Oh, Grumpy Mama, OGM. Oh, Grumpy Mama, OGM. There you go, you get it from 3 accounts. How you doing, OGM? Nice to see you here. I'm going to wrap this up in like about 8 minutes time. This was just a real... We've talked John McAfee. I've talked GoPros. And a little bit about the US trip. So I need to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, none of you are real. You should, in fact, no, I can't say that on YouTube. In Inception, in the movie, there was a way of getting out of the dream, and that Marion Cotillard was trying to convince them to do. So you could do that. I'm not going to say the words on YouTube because I don't want to be accused of encouraging that sort of thing, even though I'm kind of encouraging it. I wouldn't bother. But yeah, leave it on the background for the views. Do you know much about John McAfee, OGM? We watched the Running with the Devil, John McAfee. That was really interesting. Got a little documentary crew following him around while he's on the run from the feds and the cartel, and perhaps the Belizean authorities, Guatemalan authorities. Wild times added by Hall. Had by all is what I meant with that. Stanhope Sunday, Louis C.K. in like 3 weeks. Early October anyway. Wembley Arena should be a good one. I'm like halfway back at an end of the aisle. I don't even know what I paid for it, but it was a price that I considered worth it to see Louis. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing 2 comedy legends within 3 weeks of each other, which should be pretty cool. Always inspiring, and it always a nice time to go out as well. Louis like, it'll be 20 minutes from here, literally. Jump on a little train, and within 20 minutes, I am in Wembley, which is good. And the arena, I can't remember how big the arena is, and I've been in there for a stand-up gig. No, standing up watching a music gig is what I mean. And there were seats around the edges, but I guess they seat out the main floor space as well. It's like a large event hall. It's not really a theatre, but it's quite a popular venue. It's not the stadium, so it's not the 90,000 seater, but it should be, yeah, and I'm not too far. I think I'm halfway back as well on the floor space. So it should be fairly central, so it should be a pretty good view. It's always nice to not be too far away. I can't imagine watching comedy in like Madison Square Garden or Wembley or the main O2. I'd do it if that was the only way I could see Louis. I'd do it, but yeah, Wembley Arena seems good. Hoping to roll the dice a bit in New York as well. You know, just being in one of these small, like the Stand, and someone comes in that's Chappelle, Rock, Louis, a pop in. That would be nice to be part of that. Because I'm sure like the 50 or so people who are in there are just over the fucking moon that someone's popped in there to run stuff. I think Bill Burr ran his SNL monologue in the Stand, which by all accounts killed, and then on SNL it didn't because it was full of fucking dicks. Going, oh, you can't say that, Bill. You can't say that about white women. Might have to dig that up and rewatch, actually. Bill Burr SNL monologue. What an awful show SNL is. They only kept on the air because of a Trump impression for 3 years, and then that guy decided to shoot someone on a movie set. I don't know if we decided to or not, but it's what happened. Probably an accident. It's probably an accident. But it's harder here because a lot of the time, like Stanhope's doing some clubs here, but he's doing some theatres too. I'm seeing him in a theatre. It's not a massive theatre. It's not like an arena. It's not. I can't remember how many seats it has. I saw Segura there a few years ago. I think at least a couple of thousand, but it doesn't feel that big. And actually, it's designed quite well. It kind of goes up, and it's kind of enclosed. And where I saw Tim Dillon as well at Shepherd's Bush Empire, they're kind of small. They're smallish theatres. They're not massive things. And I saw Bill Burr at the Albert Hall, but that's kind of as grand as it looks. It's also kind of small. I was in a box for the first one, and the second one I was just off. Oh no, I was on some kind of balcony in the second one, but yeah, I was in a little box on the first one. Oh no, the second one I was in a box. I don't fucking know what's going on. Can't remember what. I think I was drunk both nights there. But yeah, it would be difficult in an arena, but if it was the only way to see someone I really liked, then I would. Yeah, I know Stanhope's doing some of the chain clubs, and he's doing a few smaller theatres, I think. So we got to take what you can get, and also if you get an international artist, often it's harder for them to just do clubs unless they're doing more than one night. Yeah, take what you can get. Yeah, a small room, 300 to 500 is probably ideal. That's probably perfect for comedy at that level. In a club is always nice. But I also, there's lots of rooms like 80 to 150 that I'd like to see someone come and do a sort of work in progress or like a little pop in. And that would be my ideal if I saw someone of a high level in like a 100 150 seater. Lovely, because then you're really part of it. It's literally just the people in there, and you're right on top of them. They're right on top of you, so the energy is different in those places. I was pretty much at the front of the Stanhope show 3 years ago because I ordered the staff to give me a good seat because I knew them, and then I got a good seat. But yeah, I was putting away quite a bit of lager that night, which won't be happening this time. I think I was depressed, and yeah, the only way we were getting booze is by the jug. There were 3 of us, 3 comics, and I think it's like 3 years ago, and then we just kept buying more, and then not peeing. So I think I drank like 8 or 10 beers and didn't pee in 2 hours. And by the time I walked out there, I was pretty fucking wasted. But yeah, I'll be a bit more sensible tomorrow, Sunday. I think I need some speech therapy because sometimes I really slur, like the. We're approaching 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna let me just get rid of this little Queen thing because it is distracting me. It looks like someone's popping in there in the box in the background, but it's just like Camilla Parker Bowles next to a coffin. You know. Right, thanks for hanging out, guys. I've made it 45 minutes. I've never done daily stuff, and it's hard. I'd like it, but it's hard. I will try and get another guest on, but Monday's the big one. If you can pop in every day, it'll be great. It should be about this time of day most days now. Maybe a bit earlier on Sunday and Saturday. Maybe like 10 a.m. Eastern-ish. Just so I can get on with my day and do more shit. Oh, and Sunday I need to go to London as well after. I'm going to walk around the palace, but give it a wide berth. I don't want to get caught up in any kettling or crowd, so I might not be able to at all. But if I go into London an hour or two early, and if anyone is at the Hammersmith gig on Sunday and you're not a dick, give me a shout on Twitter, and we might be able to meet up for a beer. I'm probably meeting a couple of friends somewhere. They're a nightmare to organise though, so it could be anywhere from fucking Islington to Hammersmith. So yeah, I'll be about for a beer or two before the show, and then afterwards I'll be making a hasty escape because I've got to get back across London and back out into the sticks. It's about, probably a bit less than 2 hours. I don't know, I'll just be sat on a tube with a bladder like bigger than my head. Yeah, that's it. That's my absolute bullshit today. I won't go on Mourn Dog tomorrow, and we'll do my other shit tomorrow. So I should have some headspace before I come on. So I might have some other stuff to talk about. But it's always a pleasure having you guys hang out. It really is. Take it easy. Next Monday, if Dykes and Mann, very, very early. It might even be like 5-6 a.m. Eastern. So probably most of you guys won't see it live, and we'll go 2 hours or so, and then we'll have a break, and then we'll come back for the last rites later in the day, probably a similar time than you're used to, and it will be a drink-a-thon. We'll be going deep and getting weird, so we'll have double trouble next Monday, and it should be good. Apart from that, who have we got here? Happy Titty Tuesday. There's no better line to end this on. Let's go, and I'll see you guys online.